Hello fellow DIYers and Ibiza owners, I guess. So today I'm helping out a friend to change a rear shock absorber on his Seat Ibiza. So over here the job is pretty straightforward because you have two bolts that hold this mount in place, and we have this one bolt down here. So yeah, the job is pretty straightforward. I will start by removing the plastic mudguard because I cannot fit a socket onto that bolt. To remove the mudguard you will need to take out 10 screws that have the 25 torx head. Unfortunately there are two hidden bolts that I cannot show you from this view. If you have the correct tools you don't need to remove this mudguard. So anyway, after removing all the small screws you just need to take the mudguard off. Oh yeah, I didn't say anything about jacking up the car and removing the wheel, because if you're doing this kind of job I presume you already know how to do that. Before you start undoing the top mount of the shock absorber, you first want to support the lower control arm. And now you can start undoing the top shock absorber mount. If I remember correctly, you need a 16 or a 17 socket. Go ahead and undo these two bolts at the top, and after that you can undo the bolt for the lower control arm. For there you will need two keys or two sockets. And here I lowered the jack with the whole control arm, suspension, shock absorber assembly. Okay, now onto the lower control arm bolt. By the way, here on the left I have a longer socket because if you would use a short socket it would not fit from the bolt itself. If I remember correctly, here too I use a 16 or 17 mm socket. If I remember correctly it was 16, but two extra sockets in your toolbox won't hurt. Now we have the shock absorber assembly out. Let's take it apart. Start by removing the Kinder Egg cap like dust cover. And then you want to remove the shock absorber assembly from the top mount. Here you will need a 16 or a 17 box end wrench and a smaller 5 or 6 mm straight wrench. A small adjustable wrench would also work fine here. You just need it to keep the rod in place so it doesn't turn. At the end you can undo the bolt by hand, and that's it, you remove the shock absorber from its mount. Pretty simple, isn't it? And now I will show you what you can improvise if you forgot to buy the dust cover for the shock absorbers. It is a very good idea to lay out the old parts in the order in which you took them off, so when you put on the new parts you know exactly which part goes where and when. For me, well, I kinda memorized them already. If you really have no idea in which order the parts go on, you can go online. I will leave you a link in the description where you can find a schematic for the shock absorber assembly. Anyway, so what I've done till now is I assembled the dust guard with the bumper. I put them over the shock absorber assembly, and after that comes the top mount, after which I tighten the bolt to hold the top mount in place, and at the end you will just press the white bumper into the top mount and that will hold it in place. By the way, I have an Instagram account where I post more frequent updates, the link is in the description. Also, if you like these kind of videos where I help out friends with their cars, leave a big like. Oh yeah, press the foam bumper till it bottoms out in the top mount. Don't forget to put back the Kinder Egg dust cap on the top mount. Okay, now you can place the whole shock absorber assembly back into the car. Okay, after the shock absorber is in place, go ahead and add blue or medium strength thread locker to all the bolts that don't have Teflon inserts, and put them all in place and tighten them. Wow, sorry, unfortunately I still don't have access to torx packs. By the way, the nut on the rod of the shock absorber has a Teflon insert, so you don't really need any thread locker there. From here I just add some thread locker to each bolt that needs it, and after that I tighten them by hand, after which I tighten them with a wrench. And you're pretty much done. After this you only need to put back the mudguard, plastic cover, whatever that thing is called, and go for a test drive. I hope this video helped you out. I'm sure this video and the work I've done helped my friend out, and have a great day! and free out.